Now, speaking about some things more serious, have you had any bad experience throughout your career for the simple fact of being a woman? Because obviously, women experience things that men will never experience, and vice
Mhm.
versa. But I have interviewed several women already, and they have all had something different to tell. For example, Fernanda Lira from Crypta told me that one of the many things that has happened to her is that once in a show of her, she wanted to enter her own dressing room, and a
Mhm.
security guy didn't let her in, telling her, this is for the band. And Fernanda told him, I am the band. And the security guy answers, no, this is for the band, not for who the band is with, insinuating something that like he was a group or something like that. And that really sucks. I'm not a woman, obviously, but
Mhm.
I can imagine that really sucks. Um, I want to know if you had to go through situations like this or similar.
Yeah, I mean, I had to go through some things like this, not because not only because I'm a musician, but because women go through some things like this sometimes. Um, I think compared to women in metal who came, who pathed, who how to say, who paved the way for us, like who came many years ago, who had to go through a lot of things like this. I think right now it's much more sophisticated, let's say, and much more equal. However, I will just mention two things. I felt like in the beginning I had to prove a lot more that I was capable of doing this, that I was a real vocalist and not just, the girl that happened to be here. Um, that, for example, when I was screaming, I had some nasty comments. Um, Also, when I was starting, I felt like I had to work 10 times more so people would take me serious. But this is something that I felt, let's say, at the beginning of my career, and that passed relatively quick. So I would say that it was okay. The things that I still experience sometimes that are really disgusting is I'm at the merch, for example, taking pictures, and then someone just grabbed me by the butt, and you're like,
Mm.
what? It's never okay. What the fuck are you, sorry, what are
Mm.
you doing? And
And
this is
how you deal with that comments, with the hate comments or the disgusting comments?
um I ignore them,
Mm.
because if you give it attention to someone who is just trolling, it just grows, and this
Mm.
this is not the right thing to do. Often what I do, and I don't know if people know this, by the way, but on YouTube sometimes when there's a bad comment, I click on the profile and you can see the last 3 comments that person left on that channel, and very often it's just hate towards any band.
Es mucho más difícil do que la gente piensa. Hay un equívoco muy grande en el imaginario así de los metaleros de que cuando eres una chica en una banda es mucho más fácil porque hay más atención solo porque es chica, pero eso no es verdad, es 1000 veces más difícil porque pasamos por cosas que seguramente hombres nunca han pasado y nunca pasarán, como por ejemplo, muchas veces yo fui prohibida de adentrar mi propio camerino.
Mm.
1000 veces, ya se pasó un par de veces. Yo intentaba entrar y no, ese es para la banda. Y yo decía, no, yo soy la banda. No, para la banda, no para con quien está con la banda, insinuando que soy
Claro,
groupie y algo así, ¿sabe?
sí,
Entonces, un hombre nunca, eso no se pasa.
sí.
Eso no se pasa. Y hay muchas otras cosas, muchas otras cosas. Creo que el nivel de exigencia es mucho más grande, así las chicas tienen que ser perfectas, mucho más perfectas do que los hombres. Y digo estéticamente, técnicamente, hay mucho más atención y mucho más juzgamiento en las chicas que en los hombres. Y también hay una cosa muy, muy terrible que se pasa, que es creo que a veces las personas intentan crear competiciones entre chicas donde no hay,
Claro,
¿sabe?
exactamente.
Cuando se pasó toda esa cosa de yo salir de nervosa y todo,
Claro.
muchas comparaciones y cuando yo vi muchas bandas que han cambiando vocalistas, hombres, y no me acuerdo de haber esa comparación tan brutal. ¿Sabe? Como veo con otras bandas de mujeres o con mujeres también, siempre hay esa comparación y todo. Entonces hay muchas cosas que son difíciles. Creo que cada vez que estamos ahí en el escenario, grabamos un disco, sentimos naturalmente, mismo que no nos guste, sentimos que debemos probar en dobro, mucho más do que los hombres. Es mucho, mucho, mucho más difícil. Y claro, hay otras cosas también que son difíciles, la manera que hablan y las palabras duras, que cualquier cosa que hacemos, que la puta que hace eso, ¿sabe?
Sí, sí.
Complicado, complicado. Pero hay, eso todo son cosas malas que se pasan, pero no son la mayoría. Las personas que hacen eso no son la mayoría, son una minoría muy pequeña. Entonces, eso sí es difícil, eso sí se pasa, pero prefiero dar mi atención para la gran mayoría que apoya a las mujeres, que dicen palabras interesantes, que celebran las mujeres en el metal. Y sí, esas sí son las que importan.
Bien.
Pero sí, no es fácil.
Yo creo que la industria musical en sí es machista, y el hecho de que el metal sea justamente un género pesado es como que creo que choca un poco la idea de las personas, quizás una chica, yo que mido unos 60, a tocar la batería, que se maquilla, que saca fotos, es como que choca al principio. Entonces ahí es donde vienen los comentarios machistas. Creo que es más por un tema de imagen que otra cosa, por lo menos lo que yo viví. Pero cuando uno toca, sube cosas y comparte lo que hace, la gente se empieza a dar cuenta, ok, la piba estudia, practica, este está encima, no es una cosa de poser, porque ese es el pensamiento que gira bastante en torno al metal. Entonces sí, no te voy a decir que no, yo he pasado por algunos momentos así que no eran muy agradables, porque obviamente recibís comentarios, sobre todo en internet. Creo que cualquier persona que suba algo en las redes sociales va a recibir algún tipo de comentario, pero sí he recibido muchos comentarios machistas en un principio. Hoy en día te puedo decir que no recibo, pero casi ningún tipo de mensaje de ese tipo, pero sí
Siempre hay uno que se sabe.
era batallar un poco, y mira que le contestás, después que no querés contestarle y lo dejas ahí. Yo lo que hice fue seguir postando cosas, tratar de no darle cabida, no calentarme y enfocarme en la vida. Y después de un tiempo, de unos años, eso ya cesó, ¿viste? Pero bueno, no te voy a decir que no es machista.
How was your experience being in the metal industry as a woman? Have you received bad comments about it?
In the beginning, it was weird because there were not so many females, not only in bands, but even less in the crowds. All the crowds when I started were basically made out of guys. And it was interesting to see how they were changing, to see a lady on stage and maybe, say something maybe disrespectful, not towards me, but towards the fact that there was a woman. Oh my God, a woman who's singing metal. It's forbidden. And to see how they were changing their reaction during the gig, and by the end of the gig they would all shut up and cheer with the others. So it's been really interesting for me to see in these years the progression and the evolution. And now if you go to most of the gigs, you find at least 50% of women, which is great, sometimes even more. And I'm happy about that, because music should not have separation of genres. I mean, music is for everybody.
Yeah, exactly.
And has no sex.
Pues yo siempre digo que he tenido mucha suerte, porque cuando yo empecé a cantar yo ya era adulta, era joven pero ya pasaba de la veintena, y la gente pues que estaba a mi alrededor y con la que tenía más interacción era gente pues que ya estaba muy concienciada y estaba muy acostumbrada a ver mujeres en el escenario, y en realidad nunca he vivido una experiencia negativa en el sentido de sentir que eso fuera así por el hecho de ser mujer. Yo nunca me he planteado que fuera diferente, ¿no? Porque creo que el género al final no tiene nada que ver con lo musical, igual que el color del pelo o de qué equipo eres. Quiero decir, no tiene ninguna relación ni hace que desempeñes tu labor de manera distinta. Entonces, bueno, pues nunca he pensado mucho en cómo sería o si es diferente por ser mujer, ¿no? Tampoco creo que a los chicos se les pregunte acerca de esto, pero bueno, con esto no quiero decir que no haya habido experiencias muy negativas, y de hecho, por supuesto, venimos de una tradición muy misógina y donde, bueno, incluso mis propias compañeras de banda han vivido situaciones tremendas, ¿no? Pero bueno, en ese sentido yo soy muy afortunada y no puedo contar nada muy negativo, más allá de algún comentario pues que a lo mejor se haya hecho sin mala intención con respecto a que, no sé, pues terminas de tocar y alguien se te acerca y en lugar de decirte lo que tú esperas, ¿no? Si le ha gustado el concierto, cómo has estado, pues te dice qué guapa eres o cómo me gusta tu ropa, y tú te quedas un poco como pensando, wow, si eso es lo que más te ha llamado la atención, a lo mejor es que no lo he hecho muy bien, ¿no? Y bueno, yo creo que eso sería todo lo más negativo que me ha podido pasar, así que bueno, creo que no ha estado tan mal.
Being a woman in the metal world feels kind of, it's a mix of different feelings. Sometimes it's cool and special, some other it's more isolated and sad. It's a bit of everything. I think it's still beautiful because women tend to be supportive towards other women, especially in the metal industry because we're still a minority. So it's really beautiful seeing women, playing in bands and supporting each other and being helpful towards each other, and I really like this union that there is between all the women in the metal industry around the world. So I really love this feeling, but also still it's kind of sad because we're still very few and very often we're questioned about the fact that we're playing music. We're questioned about our ability to play well, our professionalism, our everything. And yeah, I don't like this. I don't think that any woman likes this. I'm still considering myself one of the lucky ones because I had some bad experiences, but not too many. And I've heard some really bad stories, so compared to them, I had it pretty easy in my life. When I was living still in my hometown, it was kind of harder because it was a small community, and being a girl drummer in a small community, not cool. And also it's not only the fact that I'm a girl, it's also the fact that I'm extremely small in size, that it's not very helpful. My image doesn't prove my drumming abilities. So when someone sees me, the last thing they will probably think that I am is a drummer and a wrestler, probably. These two are the most unlikely scenarios for me. So it was kind of hard to prove to people that I'm actually doing this seriously. I remember when I was playing with my high school band, even the sound guy was laughing at me before I went up on stage. So when I went with my sticks and I told I'm the drummer, everyone thought it was a cosmic joke, and this happened to every gig I played in my hometown. Everyone was laughing. But it was also kind of funny because they were laughing before I got up on stage. But when I did get up on stage and I was sitting on the drum set and started playing, everyone would stop laughing. I still remember people dropping their jaws. So at the end of the day, it was kind of rewarding seeing people, being like, oh, is he really playing? Yeah, like, got you. Yeah, I'm actually playing, for real. But yeah, when I moved to Athens, it kind of got better. I didn't have many hate comments or laughing. My only funny stories about it are the fact that I was always thought to be the drummer's girlfriend who was helping with carrying the gear, or the bassist, keyboardist or singer of the band, but never the drummer. When I was going to soundcheck before a live show, everyone was asking me why am I going towards the drum set and not in front of the stage to go to the microphone or grab the bass. So yes, I am still not convincing people to be a drummer before I start playing. But yeah, you know, I think of these stories as funny and not bad. You know, if someone is not directly insulting you, still it's cool, you know, you can think of me as a drummer's girlfriend. Then I will start playing, I will prove to you that you're wrong, and, you know, end of story. So still cool for me, but I'm really sending my energy and positive vibes to all women out there that are receiving negative and hate comments every day, and they're still doing their thing, and they're doing their craft and what they love despite the hate that they receive. So yeah, these women are really, you know, heroes and role model to every girl out there that wants to become a musician. So yeah, my heart goes out to you all.
It really depends, because I always, being part for 80% of my career, I had contacts with black metal guys, and they are, I'm not saying that they are misogynist, because they are not, but if you have to prove that you're worthy to be on stage, you have to do the triple of efforts of a man. But I have never experienced bad experiences with anybody, except for one bad experience that I had last year. And I'm not supposed to talk about this, but I'm a bit nervous about this, because it's about a person that is claiming to be a pioneer of woman in metal, you know, and woman rights and whatsoever, but in reality is the first misogynist I have ever met in my life, and I don't want to have any kind of contact anymore with this person. And I have to say that this is the only bad experience I had in my life, and like all the bad experiences I have, I cut all the toxic situations from my life to live better.
It did happen a lot of times that before a show I picked an instrument that I was gonna play at the concert, and someone stopped me and said, hey, you're gonna pick up the instrument of your boyfriend or anything like that, and like, no dude, I'm gonna play right now. But sometimes you're not very taken seriously as a female musician, because people don't expect that, or it's not normal for them, which is weird because there are so many female musicians. But people also on the internet can be quite sexist regarding like comments, very negative comments towards the gender, or just being unrespectful. It happens, and yeah, those people are degenerate. But you just have to ignore this kind of attention and just put your attention on the stuff that you love doing, and show them the opposite. Gender should not be a factor for anything, and I believe that females can do the same as males, you know. There is no difference.